Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie Square. Today we're going to talk furls. Okay, so after I went on my crochet shopping spree, many people in the comments mentioned Furls Crochet Hooks and I'd never used them. So I decided to go onto the Furls website, and I noticed if I signed up for the newsletter, I would get 15% off of my first order. So I signed up for the newsletter and I scrolled through all their hooks and I decided to order 4 hooks. So I'm going to show you the 4 hooks I got. We'll take a look at them and then I will use them with some yarn and we'll see what we think of them, first impressions. And then after that, I will start using them for an extended period of time like I'm doing with the other hooks and be able to give you a more full review of them. But first, let's talk hooks and what I got. So the first one I got, let me see if I can get the box here, is the Streamline wooden hook. And the boxes are cute. When you open them up, this one says, yay. I don't know if you can see that. Time to crochet. I'm free. So that's this hook here. It's the wooden hook. I've never used a wooden hook before, and honestly, I expected it to be heavier than this. This is extremely light. As far as the point goes on the tip, because I always look for that so I can get into the stitch, it looks nice. Looks like it has a pretty deep throat there. The handle is different from anything I'm used to. This is an 8mm. So this was $18.50 for this hook. You can see here it's an 8mm. So the Streamline wooden hooks, this is the teak color, range from $17 to $18.50. But since this was an 8mm hook, which is a bigger hook, this is at the top end of the price range. So it was $18.50. Now I got 15% off of these prices. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the price that it is online. So when I picked up my clover, this is a 10mm. I didn't have an 8. And they're very similar. It's hard to even say if one is heavier than the other. I would say, I'm not really sure. Honestly, they're very close. I should get out a scale. But anyway, this is very light, much lighter than I expected, very smooth. We'll see how it works on yarn, but I'm interested to try it. And also, the handle, that's what I was going to show you. On the clover, you know, it has the flat spot. It's rounded on the back. This is just rounded and bigger, and then it goes to a smaller point. Then when I look at the neck length compared to the clover, 10mm, they're about the same actually. So that's the wooden Streamline. The next one I got was this resin. I think it's called the Galaxy Swirl or something like that. And this was the color Andromeda. And when I took this out of the box, I was just floored at how beautiful this is. That is one beautiful hook. Look at that. And the blue, you can almost see through the blue there. And let me see. The box said, what will yours look like? And then here it said, drum roll please. So I like how they do that. That's cute. Anyway, this hook was $24 and this is a 4.5mm hook. So when I take my clover 4mm, which is my closest I have right here, you can see the hook is much shorter. I'm trying to start at the narrower point of the furls, and even so it's definitely shorter. So that'll be interesting to see. Again, this is very smooth. There's no seams whatsoever. And it's gorgeous. But let's see how it works with the yarn. Okay, then the next 2 I got are both Odyssey hooks. I don't know why I got 2 Odyssey hooks, but I think I wanted to try different sizes. I don't know. When I'm ordering stuff, I know I have something in my mind, but by the time I get the shipment, I don't remember what that was. In any case, I got 2 Odyssey hooks. a 3.75 millimeter and in the blue, which is very pretty, and the 5 millimeter in the pink. And right off the bat, these have weight to them, which is interesting. So I don't know how that's going to work with my wrist over time or how I'm going to like it. We'll see. As far as the points go, interesting. The 5 millimeter looks much pointier to me than the, well, 4.5. It just does. It looks like it has more of a point. That's interesting. Again, the hooks, let's see how long they are compared to the clover. Yeah, the hooks are longer again than the clover. And I'm just trying to start where this is narrower. Obviously, if you started at the bottom of the middle, this one's way longer. Okay. Oh, these were $36 each. So, and I think they range from, I think it's 36 to 38. But again, I got 15% off. So if you're going to order furls and you haven't before, sign up for the newsletter, get 15% off. Okay, and I'll put links to all of these hooks that I got in the description below. Okay, so let's take a look at each of the hooks while using them with the yarn. I'm going to use the Zerta Alpaca. You probably recognize this from the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend tote that we did. This yarn split. If you remember, I wrestled with it a little bit, so I wanted to use a yarn that was not so easy to use to see if I had some issues. I'm going to start with this 8 millimeter wooden hook. It's very light, that's for sure. Well, it definitely slides right through. There's no resistance whatsoever. Very nice. Okay, let's go back. We'll do some double crochets. Now, if I look a little clumsy, I don't typically use a hook this size. If you know me, I like the smaller hooks and the finer the yarns in general. So don't count the clumsiness against the hook. And what I will do to put it on even playing field is use some other 8 millimeter hooks as well in comparison with this when I am doing the prolonged test. This is just for an initial impression to see if I notice any issues and what my initial thought is. Would it be something that I would use or would I knock it out right away? And so far this is definitely something I would use. It's slipping very nicely, no issues, not catching on to anything. You know, the thing that I'll have to see going forward is, do I think that it's worth the price in comparison also to other hooks that are well-known hooks that may cost less? Yeah, no issues whatsoever. It's light. At this point, I don't have a problem using this style handle. I don't know that I notice a difference yet. I think I'll recognize that over time once I start really using it for, you know, an extended period. Okay, so far it seems like it'll be a nice hook. The next hook I'm going to try is the Odyssey 5.0 millimeter hook. So I'm just going to jump in here right where I was and continue on. Okay, the first thing I notice, holy moly, is the slip on this hook is amazing. Amazing. Wow. Okay, if any of you out there have used the Odyssey, I'd like to hear your impressions. I'm loving the feel of this. And it's interesting because it is heavier. I feel the weight in my hand, but I'm actually liking it. I have to see where the most comfortable spot to hold this on the handle is, more choked up or further back. And I also have to see what the weight does over time as far as my wrist is concerned. But initial impression, holy moly, I could fly. Dare I say, I think this might glide better than my clover. You know I love my clovers. I am definitely going to have to compare this to those. Wow, 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 wow. I might be in love, guys. Let me just try a little more of this. You know what? I'm so tempted to just go grab my clover and try it in comparison. I'm going to do that. Hold on one second. Okay, the closest clover I have is my 6mm handy. As I've said before, I've given away a lot of my clovers. I have to get some more. But let me just feel this. A few more stitches and I'm going to switch out and put my clover in. I literally cannot get over how this is gliding. Wow. Okay, let's put my clover in. Interesting. The hook feels shorter right away because, you know, it stops at the handle part. Okay, you know I love these. I definitely do. The glide is great on these. I'll tell you though, I'm thinking that I'm liking the longer hook. Let me just go back a little bit more. I want to compare the glide. So this is definitely gliding. Oops, only got one loop there. Okay, definitely gliding. Now let me move back to the other one. Oh my goodness, this one glides more. It does. Unbelievable. And I think I'm liking the longer hook. Holy moly. Okay, guys. Yeah. Is that my under both? There we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's try the resin hook. This is nice too. I'm really liking the longer hooks. I didn't think that it made a difference before, but I am liking them. This one glides too. This one flies as well, but this one flies definitely, but still not the same as the Odyssey. The Odyssey to me is just above and beyond when it comes to glide. But I'll tell you what I do like in this hook. I feel like this point is working for me. I really like that. I tend to use my point, you know, so it is splitting this yarn more, but I think part of that, well, I don't know. There we go. No, it's not. Okay, let's do a little more here. The funny part is I really just want to keep crocheting with these. Yeah, This glides really well. I seem to, at some points, when you notice, like not pick up both as well, and I don't know if it's just because it's a smaller hook. Let me try my 4 clover. Here's my 4 clover, which is even a little smaller, so I don't know that that's going to tell me much, but okay, so as far as glide goes, the clover might glide more than the resin one. Let me check. I'm going to do a pass back. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's the clover. Let me switch back out for the resin. Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm going to say the glide is pretty similar between the two, the clover and the resin. Okay, let's try the 3.75. I'm going to start with my clover just to make my chain and get a few stitches in. Okay, let's switch to the Odyssey now. Same size, 3.75. Do they look the same at the top? To me, the Odyssey looks a little bit bigger. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the slip on this is unreal. It's almost so fast that I need to, get used to it to be able to adjust myself to it. It is unreal. Let me go back with it. Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but these hooks, they just glide, like fly through it. I actually feel like I need to be able to catch up to the hook. Like I have to get my rhythm down. It's so much faster than I am. Wow. Okay, well, I can tell you that I am really looking forward to working with these hooks, in particular, the Odyssey. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, so that's my first impression of these Furls hooks. In a nutshell, I would say glide-wise, the Odysseys were my favorite. This one's a close second, this resin, this beautiful hook, and I love the point on this. I really felt that point was working for me more than any of the others. The wooden, I'm not sure yet. I have to use it more. I didn't have any specific issues with it. I don't know that it felt special to me in any way. So those are my first impressions. I will work with them and I will let you know what I think as I work with them. Okay, so as always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.